Muigai has been closely following up this story. She now joins us from our city centre studio with more details. Raquel, yesterday you covered the nurses protesting in Nairobi. We understand that they're expected to have a meeting with health ministry officials. Is there an end or a solution in sight for this particular situation?
Good morning, Akisa. The nurses' strike, which now enters its 16th day today, has actually paralyzed medical services within public health facilities and therefore brought a lot of suffering to Kenyans who are in dire need of medical services. Today, they are in a meeting, actually today in the morning, they were in a meeting with religious leaders at the ACK guest house, where they're just to be able to reflect, the nurses union officials and the religious leaders being able to reflect on what stands they can be able to take next to just end the industrial action that is now entering its 16th day. Now, one thing that we also have to remember is that even as the nurses union, the Kenya National Union of Nurses officials move in to a meeting with the Ministry of Health on discussions of what they can be able to do to end the stalemate, the officials maintain that their demands have to be met. One thing also, Akesa, is that the implementation of this CBA was to begin on the 1st of July, and therefore the nurses are not going to back down from their demonstrations yesterday, and even according to the statements made by the Secretary General, Seth Panyako, that the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, has to be duly signed and registered for them to be able to go back to work. Therefore, if they are able to get such an assurance from the Ministry of Health and the other officials that they're going to meet, that this CBA will be signed, therefore we might see the nurses having to resume work and everything being resuming to normal. Akisa.
All right, so from yesterday, from what we had from the number of people you spoke to, the representatives from different counties, so we get an understanding that whatever is happening in Nairobi is happening in all the other counties?
Yes, that is actually true, Akisa. Today, nurses within other counties or in other counties are continuing with the strike, and they'll also be holding demonstrations. Here in Nairobi, the officials will be having meetings with the religious leaders and the Ministry of Health. But one thing is certain, that the kind of effects that Kenyans within Nairobi County have been able to experience is the same kind of experience that other Kenyans within the counties are getting, given that they cannot be able to be served duly when they attend to or when they seek medical treatment or medical services in any public health facility. And therefore, if we can just look back at what has happened during the whole strike, since the strike began, that was on June 5th, one thing is certain is that we've lost a number of lives, being it in Kisii County, being it in Makueni, and also in Mombasa, just to top other counties. Therefore, it is a very sad situation for people who are in dire need of this medical services that the nurses are able to offer. Therefore, it is something that is happening, that is being experienced by every other individual across the country, and it's not something special within Nairobi County, because even here, people are getting to be referred to the Kenyatta National Hospital in dire need, who are in dire need of this emergency services. And therefore, we can see that also those people who are in the ICUs or those individuals who actually require theatre services not being able to be served because the nurses are on their strike. And it's very difficult for the doctors to be able to serve patients without the nurses in play. Therefore, it is a very sad situation and a crisis that needs to be resolved faster, given that Kenyans are the ones who are actually feeling the pinch the most. Akesa.
Raquel, thank you very much for that update. I believe you continue to follow up this story and consequently the meetings that are ongoing between the nurses union officials and a number of people from religious leaders to